Welcome again to the Purposes of God. This is video 18 in our special 29-part series on prophetical topics regarding the divine measurements. And again, I am your host, Doug Krieger of the Tribulation Network, and now on to video 18. In video 18 of the Purposes of God, we're going to be discussing the measurements of the New Jerusalem, the moon, the earth, and the sun. This is part 2 in this immediate series. The New Jerusalem, NJ, the earth's measurements. The diameter of the New Jerusalem, again, is 12,000 furlongs. A furlong is equal to 660 feet. If you multiply these together, 12,000 furlongs times 660 feet, you're going to get 7,920,000 feet. The Earth's diameter is 7,920 statute miles. Therein is the similarity. Now let's look at the New Jerusalem as a square. Okay, the New Jerusalem is 7,920 feet by 4 times 4. That is 4 sides of the New Jerusalem. That will equal to 31,680,000 feet. That is the perimeter of the New Jerusalem, as if you were looking at the perimeter at the bottom of the Great Pyramid. Now, in squaring the Earth's circle, it would be equal to 31,680 statute miles. That is, on its diameter of 7,920, if we would take that as one side of squaring of the circle, we would multiply that by 4, and it would give us 31,680. Again, the similarity between the earth and the New Jerusalem. Now, let us look at the circumference of the New Jerusalem. It would be equal to 7,920,000. That is, the New Jerusalem diameter times pi will equal 24,883.2 feet, which would be the circumference of the New Jerusalem, drawing a circle around the square. Interestingly enough, the earth at 7,920 miles of Earth's diameter times pi equals to the same, 24,883.2 statute miles. That is the Earth's diameter. Now, the Earth and the Moon. Earth's mean diameter is 7,920 statute miles. Divided by 2 equals the Earth's radius of 3,960. The Moon's mean diameter is, again, 2,160 statute miles. Divided by 2 will equal the Moon's radius of 1,080 miles. When you combine these two radii, you have the Earth's at 3,960 and the Moon's at 1,080. You will get 5,040 miles combined of the radii of Earth and Moon. Now, the circumference of 5,040, using 22 over 7 as pi, is circumference is equal to 2 pi r, or 31,680 is equal to 2 times pi times 5,040. 31,680 is also 4 times 7,920. Or Earth squared, squaring of the circle, for 7,920 is Earth's diameter. The Earth and Moon and the New Jerusalem. The squared circle of Earth and Moon is best described not as the primary model of the New Jerusalem, but as its astronomical expression. This according to John Mitchell. The New Jerusalem, using 12 furlongs times 660 feet, will equal 7,920 feet times 4 to determine the perimeter of this 12 furlong square will equal 31,680, or 12,000 furlongs is equal to 7,920,000 feet times 4 will equal 31,680,000 feet. But as a fractal of 12,000 that is, we arrive at 7,920 times 4 is equal to 31,680. It is also the measurement of the squared circle in the New Jerusalem. That is, 12 furlongs times 660 feet are equal to 7,920 feet, with 1 furlong equal to 660 feet times 4, that is, the perimeter length, will equal to 31,680 feet. Therefore, 12,000 furlongs is equal to 7,920,000 feet, or the square of the New Jerusalem's perimeter, using this figure as a fractal of 7,920 times 4 is equal to 31,680. Now, I don't want to lose you here, but the interrelatedness between the earth and the moon and the New Jerusalem is astounding because of the sacred cubit measurement. Each of the 12 sides of the New Jerusalem is measured as follows. They are each 12,000 furlongs long. To get the area of one side of the New Jerusalem, we would multiply 12,000 furlongs by 12,000 furlongs, giving us 144 million square furlongs. Now, if we take all 6 of its flat sides, since it would be a cube, 1 of 6 sides would equal 144 million square furlongs, which signifies the 144,000 of both Israel in Revelation 7 and the church in Revelation 14. 144 million one side times all 6 sides of the New Jerusalem, since it is a cube, will equal 864 million square furlongs. We divide that by 144, it will equal 6 plus, or divided by 12, it will equal 72 plus. Now, 2 times 2,160, which is the moon's diameter, will give us 4,320. Multiply that by 6, and you will get 25,920, or 12 times 360 will equal 4,320 years, or 25,920 divided by 360 equals 72. Therefore, to move 1 degree on the horizon will equal 72 years of the Great Precessional, or 72 years times 360 degrees of a complete circle of the Great Precessional will equal to 25,920 years. That is, of a full circle, a complete precessional. 864 million divided by 24 will equal 36 million, or 360, the fractal of the degrees in a circle. And 24 is, of course, 12 plus 12, the 12 patriarchs and the 12 apostles of the Lamb. In Isaiah 40:26 we read, "Lift up your eyes on high and see, who has displayed all these things? Even he that brings forth his host by number. He shall call them all by names, by great glory, and by the power of his might. Nothing has escaped thee." Earth, New Jerusalem, and Ezekiel's temple. In Ezekiel chapter 40 through 48, we read of Ezekiel's sanctuary, which was 480 cubits. That is the heights of the great pyramid itself of 480 feet, or 6 gates plus 1 porch times 2520 cubits is equal to 12,096 inches. Divided by 7 will equal 1,728. Divided by 144 will equal 12. The height is calculated by the sacred cubits, total in inches, divided by 7, God's number of completion, which gives us 1728. If we make the New Jerusalem commensurable to 12 furlongs and 14,400 cubits, and integrate the height of Ezekiel's sanctuary, the geometric plan of the city becomes clear. 14,400 cubits is equal to 14,400 times 1.728 is equal to 24,883.2 feet. And 12 furlongs is equal to 12 times 660 is equal to 7,920 feet. These measurements show that the diameter of 7,920 feet has a circumference of 24,883.2 feet, calculating pi as 22/7 in the formula C, that is circumference, is equal to pi times the diameter. Pi, for greater accuracy, can be 864/275, giving precise circumference of the New Jerusalem and of the earth. New Jerusalem's fractal measurements and Earth's measurements. Using 12,000 furlongs and 14,400 cubits, and integrating the 1.728 Ezekiel's 6 gates and porch heights, we discover the diameter, circumference, perimeter of squaring the circle of the New Jerusalem and the earth is as follows. In the New Jerusalem, the diameter is 7,920 feet. In the circumference, we find of the New Jerusalem, its circumference being 24,883.2 feet. In the perimeter of its square, we find 31,680 feet. Now with the earth in comparison, we find these dynamic figures juxtaposed and carrying over into the New Jerusalem. The earth's diameter is 7,920 miles. The circumference of the earth is 24,883.2 miles, and the perimeter of its square is 31,680 miles. Do you see any similarities? Constructing the New Jerusalem. You're looking at a very intriguing, very interesting diagram here of the diameters of the Earth and of the Moon and how they are put together. And I want you to study this particular diagram a little bit. It's a natural hexagon. The Earth and the Moon establish a natural hexagon with their particular combinations and their radii. Again, using the previous fractals and ratios of the New Jerusalem and the Earth, now we bring the Moon into these calculations into the mix. The Earth's mean diameter is 7,920 statute miles, and the diameter of the Moon is 2,160 statute miles. The combined radii of the two bodies are equal to, first, the Earth's radius, 3,960, plus the Moon's radius of 1,080, are equal to 5,040 miles. And a circle with a radius of 5,040 has a circumference of 31,680 miles. That length, 31,680, or 4 times 7,920 miles, is equal to the perimeter of the square containing the circle of the Earth. It is also the measure of the squared circle in the New Jerusalem. This is taken from the Dimensions of Paradise by John Michel. This concludes video number 18, and now we're moving on to video number 19. Again, I am your host, Doug Krieger of the Tribulation Network. Thank you for viewing and for listening.